All right, so you just read about how to do for loops. So let's go ahead and use this knowledge to work through this knowledge check. So it says create an empty dictionary called monthly data. And we want to loop over monthly data files and assign the file name as a dictionary key and assign the file path as a value. All right, so leading up to this knowledge check, there was some information in the reading that showed you how you could actually reach into a directory and get all the files linked or within that directory. So you can kind of see over here, I've got this monthly data. In there, I've got a CSV file, month 01, all the way up to month 11. Okay, so what I can do is I can actually use this glob. So glob is a library here, and I can use the glob method and just pull out everything within that directory and hold the names of that and the path to that within a list, right? So all that results is this list I have here that provides the relative path to each file within that monthly directory, okay? Now, in the reading also showed how you could take one of these items, one of these elements within this list, and I can extract the base name, which would be this month 08, and this last part here simply pulls off the .csv. All right, so basically this knowledge check is using this information where we want to create a dictionary. We're going to loop over each of these files in this list. We want to extract the month name and use that for the dictionary key, and then have the path be the value for the dictionary. All right, so let's go ahead and see what this would look like. All right, so first thing I'm going to do is create this monthly data dictionary. And this is just an empty dictionary, nothing in it. So what I want to do is here, I want to actually loop over this monthly data files, right? Recall this monthly data files is a list that contains the relative path to each of the files in that directory. So I can go ahead and say for file path in monthly data files, right? Now I want to do some things. So first of all, I'm just going to create the name, the month name. So here I'm going to do month equals, and I can pretty much take this code here, and what I'm going to actually do is I need to get the base name of this file path. So file path, and then I want to strip the .csv off of the end, which I can do with this. Okay. All right, so we can just kind of see what's going on here, and I can do print month, and you can see it's going to iterate over each one of these elements in this list and pull out the month dash and then whatever the number, right, for that. Right, so that is creating the key that we want to have for our dictionary. So what I can do now is just say this monthly data, which is this empty dictionary here. Right, I'm going to create, each for loop is going to create an element or a key value pair within this dictionary, and the key is going to be month, and the path or the value is just going to be the file path. Right, so let's go ahead. We can run through that. So now let's look and see what happened to monthly data. All right, so now we've created a dictionary where we have the month 0, or the month, and then the number value for that month is the key, and then the path is the value for that dictionary. Now the second part of this is loop over that, the same monthly data files, and assign the file name as the dictionary key, but now import the data with pd.read_csv and assign the imported data frame as a value in the dictionary. So instead of having this path, what we actually want to have as the value is the dictionary, okay? And so what I can do here is I can just modify this, pd.read_csv, and I'm going to read that file path. Now I'm going to redo my dictionary here so it's just an empty dictionary, right? So I can see that right now. Right now I have an empty dictionary. Now this time I'm going to loop through each one of the elements in this list and create the name for my key, and then import the data and have the CS or the data frame as my value. All right, that is done. So now I can look at monthly data and I can see here is my dictionary. I've got my key and then I've got my data frame. I can scroll down to the next element. I have my key and my data frame. So the nice thing with this is I can actually go ahead and do pd.concat. This is a function where I could take a list of data frames or dictionary data frames, and I could basically, as long as they all match or had the same structure, I could just stack them on one another. So if I do that, there we go. Now I just created one large data frame that combined all these data frames that I imported and held within that data within the dictionary.